Let me tell you about my friends over at Citrus America and their amazing juicing equipment. They're revolutionizing the way you enjoy freshly squeezed juice. They're at the best hotels, restaurants, and markets. Their mission is simple. Develop a unique consumer experience with on-premise juicing, deliver healthy taste options to clientele, and juice more faster. It's that easy. Citrus America supplies the highest quality juicing equipment and solutions in the industry. So whether you're a small business owner or a large corporation, Citrus America has the right juicing equipment for you. Find out more at citrusamerica.com. Hello, Food Fam. This is the Walk and Talk Podcast. I am your host, Carl Fiadini. We're podcasting on-site at Cahaba Club Farm in Keystone, Florida. That is Keystone, not Odessa, nowhere else. It is Keystone, baby. On this episode, we are with executive chefs Byron Gable and Cliff Heil from Maplebrook Mushroom Farm. That's right. They are mushroom farmers. They were chefs. This is going to be a good one. Let's talk about how a chef blossoms into the farmer life. Mushroom pro tip, high heat. Okay, let's dig in. But first, our sponsor today. Attention chefs and purchasing personnel in hotels, restaurants, and country clubs. Pizecki's Produce and Specialty Foods is your one-stop destination for quality, service, and a growing selection of specialty food products. I'm going to say service twice because you get taken care of, period. Get with Brian and Company. You will not be disappointed. Contact them on their website, farmfreshfl.com. All right, let's welcome Walk and Talk culinary contributor, Chef Jeffrey Schlissel of the Hollywood Schlissels to the panel. Jeff, how you doing, my man?
I'm absolutely fantastic.
What's up with the high heat, bro? What is this?
You know, it's going back when I was being trained in culinary, it was everything that you had to make sure you sear that mushroom, because mushrooms are, primarily water content, moisture content, 70 to 80%. But I only play a mushroom grower on TV. These guys are like the experts right across from me.
All right. So then what are we talking about, man? Like, what's with the high heat, Chef?
You got to get that water out of there.
Why?
He just said it.
What? I mean, but so listen.
So you get the
let's pretend.
effect.
Let's not be all snooty executive chef. Let's pretend that like the people listening don't know what's going on in the kitchen, brother.
You're gonna have a rubbery mushroom.
Hell yeah! All right, so we don't
want no flavor.
We don't want rubbery mushrooms. We don't want that.
That's
at all.
what people don't like about mushrooms. If someone tells you I don't like mushrooms, it's because they don't like it squeaking in their teeth.
Well,
it has nothing to do with the flavor.
I agree with that, but I feel like that comes from like mushrooms in a can. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people who would say that, it's because they're eating something out of
or they're cooking it like it was. You know what I mean?
True story.
Coming from a can.
Right. I mean, the best way to look at it is if you take a fresh button mushroom and put it in your mouth, it's going to squeak because it doesn't have that. It's not been cooked. And we learned from the two brothers, and they're going to talk about it too. You have to heat mushrooms for certain reasons, and I think that's primarily the goal.
That's right. Not a lot of people understand that you have to cook a mushroom to get the full nutritive effect from it. And raw mushrooms are really, I can't say they're bad, not good for you, but all of our products we cook. You want to cook. Even if we make like extracts of like the, you want to actually have some kind of a cooking process in a dried or a tincture or so to get the full benefit of it.
What? So you guys are actually doing? You're breaking these mushrooms down too. Like what do you mean by that?
Yeah, we do some further processing on them. It's growing the gourmet mushrooms for chefs is one side of the business. There's a whole nother side that in healthcare, as far as making
like the
powders and tinctures. They call them functional mushrooms.
Okay.
As you know, the big craze right now for like lion's mane is all about healing nerves. There's a huge push right now for reishi mushrooms. You see my shirt, that's a reishi. They're really good for your circulation, your heart. There's so many benefits. Now the reishi, they don't taste great. They're bitter. So most
my ex-wife.
Most people make like tea or something with it, or you make a tincture, you just put a few drops on your tongue or whatever. But that's where I became sold on mushrooms. Is I started taking supplements early on in my career, I started taking like powdered mushroom supplements, and I noticed a marked difference in just my energy levels and just the way I felt.
And that was probably whatever you were taking back then. It probably wasn't, to the grade that kind of what you're putting out now, right? I mean,
exactly.
You got to think a lot of that stuff was just mass produced or something to that effect, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's some good companies out there who are making these things.
I don't trust anybody anymore.
I get that, but it's like if you can grow it yourself, there's always a huge advantage to that. But Cliff and I got into this business not even for that functional mushroom side of it. That was just a bonus. I think that.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Because so I just found out Cliff was a chef today. So, and again, I apologize. I didn't know.
No problem.
But this is, to me, the fascinating part about what you're doing is that you guys were like, I know you were in the kitchen for 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, how long, Cliff? How long were you in the kitchen?
Around 20 years.
Yeah, like that's your lifestyle.
Today's his 38th birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, happy birthday.
You're spending your birthday with us on the. That's awesome.
Isn't that
happy birthday
On the farm.
Going to work after this.
So, yeah, I mean, you have this lifestyle, and then one day you're like, screw this, I'm growing mushrooms. Can you walk me through how did you guys meet? What was the path? How did you get here?
So Cliff actually owned a company, and he used to grow and sell microgreens, which is funny that we're on Cahaba Clubs because
competition.
So Marvin was, like big competition for Cliff in a way. But the funny thing is like when I was a chef, I bought from Cliff and I bought from Marvin. You know what I mean? So it's like people don't realize, and we kind of know this as mushroom farmers too, that like you don't really have to worry about your competition too much because there's so much business to be had.
Right.
You can go to farmers markets. You can go to, you know what I mean? There's so many different venues.
Distributor
grocery
tip.
stores. I mean,
distributor tip. The fact is, it's good to have another company. It's good to have a
backup.
rival. No, I'm saying like it's good to have the other company that you're battling against because one company isn't going to always have what you want.
Yeah.
And all that's going to happen is you're going to disappoint and disappoint and disappoint. Where if you have a strong competitor, it keeps everybody level. And if you can't produce, well, guess what? They can get it from the other guy.
Yeah.
And it's no harm, no foul. I'm okay with it because you're taken care of. And you know what? I didn't have to go, walk over hot coals or something like that to get it done. You know what? If that's what makes it easier, I'm okay with it.
yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you, but yeah, I mean, that's distributor pro tip.
And Cliff, you would sell out you would sell out every week of microgreens.
Every week. Absolutely.
Right? So it wasn't
no problem
like,
either.
yeah. And so Cliff and I, we knew each other for years. And
Back then, I was always talking about wanting to grow mushrooms.
he did. And I remembered that.
Yeah,
it was
about
funny
it.
because, so anyway, I started growing mushrooms as a hobby while I was still a chef. And I realized the quality of what I was growing was way better than anything I could buy. And that's one of the things too that we tell our chefs is, let me give you a sample. You take my mushrooms at $12 a pound and tell me what you get out of it, what yield you get out of it, because you're probably getting 80% out of our oyster mushrooms, whereas I buy it for $6 a pound from the big distributor, and yet guess what? I'm getting 20% yield out of it. So actually, at $12 a pound, my mushrooms are actually cheaper than the $6 a pound mushrooms.
I'm going to add to this, and I might have said this to you, Chef Jeff, a few weeks ago or whatever, but I went over to Chef Byron's house. And, this is like in the beginning when he just started, he was out of his garage and he's like, he loaded me with just tons of I'm not going to eat all this. He goes, no, take it. We're a few bourbons in or whatever. He's like, take it all. Okay. So obviously we cooked, we ate. I had a couple of clams in there that were in there for like 2 weeks.
That's the other thing.
But they were,
The shelf life, yeah.
they were like untouched.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nobody would like if I would have handed that off as fresh from the field or whatever, or the container or whatever. Guess what? Nobody would question it.
Yeah.
Because they were that good.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is our stuff doesn't go through another distributor. We basically take it right to the chef and hand it to him. So what you're getting is picked.
You're saving another 3 or 4
Or
days.
the day
anyway.
of, yeah.
At
Sometimes,
least,
yeah.
yeah.
When we get done with this today, we're going to go pack up and deliver to a restaurant. They're going to be coming right off the wall, essentially right off of the blocks and then straight to the restaurant. You'll have a 2-week shelf life on something that you would buy from someone else, and you'd have maybe days, maybe.
Right.
And they haven't been thrown around from truck to trailer to into the back.
Well, it's also being kept on the right temperature, because if you're going to do the big broadliner, they don't care. They're just going to wrap it up in saran wrap and
those
put them
trucks
in
are
there.
cold, man.
Yeah, they're not being stored properly. And I'll be honest with you, and you know this, the big box guys, they're loading that truck at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it might not hit that guy's dock in the back dock until 12, and it's sitting in that cooler container at 30 something degrees, which it should not be, especially for mushrooms.
Along with the tomatoes,
Along with the tomatoes, the onions, and the potatoes.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's why we used to buy our tomatoes just from a tomato guy, because he could keep his truck a little warmer than than the big distributors. So
50 degrees,
and that's where that niche is. And just like Marvin was saying with the basil, you go, it's funny, and that's how I met Marvin. 12 years ago is that I had some. I just moved here and I became the executive chef at the Hyatt here, and we had some micro basil and it had gone bad. And I called up Marvin, and because my sous chef told me, he's like, if you get bad basil from Marvin, call him, and don't call the distributor. I called Marvin because he wants to know about it anyway.
Right.
And he showed up at the dock with brand new fresh basil plus gifts, you know what I mean? Because he knows how to take care of his chefs. And that's us. We know how to take care of our chefs. We know the quality they want. And that's how the business was born, is essentially it's like, you know what? I can see that this could be lucrative if we did this. And I called Cliff and said, hey, man, what do you think about going into business together? And he said, yeah, let's talk, because I know he had been wanting to do it. I knew his expertise. I needed some help. But he also, and he's got a lot of skill for other things too. He's got construction skill, and he's built houses and stuff. And you need all that as a farmer. Just like Marvin said, he built all this. You have to be able to be very industrious to do those things. You need to have a pretty broad range of skills.
Yeah, you can't be only one dimensional in this life.
Well, no, chefs are MacGyver. We've said that before. Cliff definitely fits the bill.
Right, but then when you're doing this hybrid farmer-chef thing, it's even more.
It's the next level.
It's MacGyver squared.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
If you pay for everything to be done for you, you'd be broke real quick. So
true story.
You make way however you can. You try to do it yourself, and you save a lot of money in the long run.
Jeff, what's your favorite mushroom?
Ooh, I love oyster mushrooms. I love lion mane, porcini, morels. He's got a couple in there that I'm wanting to look at too, because there's some gorgeous
freckled
stuff
chestnut.
Yeah,
you
got to try the chestnut.
That's our favorite. So we grow right now. We have 8 varieties that we always have.
I think we're going to get a live feed on that too.
Yeah, actually, we are right now.
So, basically, we grow Pia Pino mushrooms. There's 2 strains that we grow. The one that we have here today is a fatter strain, a wider cap. We also grow some that have nice long stems on them and smaller. They look kind of like a beach mushroom. But the flavor on those is fantastic, and they're similar to the chestnuts. You would love those, Jeff. Then we also grow oyster mushrooms. We have pink oyster mushrooms that we grow during the summer. The shelf life on those is not good, so we kind of use those. We tell our chefs to process those quickly. A lot of people will make like mushroom bacon with them, which is fantastic.
Wait, what?
Mushroom bacon. You just treat it just like it's pork and cure it and smoke it, and it's unbelievable.
I know a guy that does bacon.
Awesome.
I do too. What's his name? He's part of some like cartel. The bacon cartel, right? I know that guy. That's this guy.
And then we grow a blue oyster mushroom.
We'll have to come check
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
You're going to have to try our pinks. I mean, actually, we're going to send you home with some, and you can experiment.
I'll be honest with you. Sorry for interrupting. I had a friend of mine who called me out on LinkedIn. I do a vegan bone marrow. It's made from hearts of palm, because I was cutting it one day and I split it. It looked like a canoe. So he So he tagged me on LinkedIn and he goes, "This is an honor for you." And I'm like, and I looked, he used a king trumpet mushroom for the same way.
Interesting.
I was like, wow. Yeah. So
right now we're growing some king trumpets that are about
imagine
at least a foot long.
Imagine like going to Burn Steakhouse and be like, hey, I got a bone marrow that's vegan for you, and it's that trumpet mushroom. That
Yeah.
would just be amazing.
Slicing, the
Or
steaks.
scallops.
Scallops,
making
yeah.
the scallops. And
Yeah.
they really are tasty.
I mean, what are we still
Real good.
doing here? Let's go cook.
Marvin already left. Let's go
I
inside.
mean, we
Oh,
can
yeah, we
cook
got
it up right here. I
kitchen
mean,
right here.
hey Marvin, if you're listening, we're in your house.
We will be.
Wow. So
Sorry, chef.
So favorite mushrooms for you two?
So, I think my favorite is probably the chestnut mushroom. It's the one at the very end there, Willie. It's called freckled chestnut. It's Foliota adiposa, that is.
Gesundheit?
What did you call me?
Foliota adiposa.
Was that Ray Liotta?
It's
Is that what you said?
Or a hoser.
That mushroom
Close relation.
is so good. Cliff and I both agree. I think that was that, and that's been most of the chefs that have gotten them have never had them before. Number one, but number two, it's like that. It's so unctuous. It's like
It's unbelievable.
if you put it into a soup, it actually kind of thickens it a little bit. It has like a gelatinous quality to it, like a namiko.
Yep.
Say it a little slower.
Gelatinous.
Yeah.
You like that? Unctuous.
Can you
gelatinous.
actually? Could you extract that like for like agar or one of those, or have you tried that to
I have
utilize
not
it? as
tried
a
it,
thickener?
but it's a possibility. You could probably reduce that down and make some kind of like a mushroom gel or something with it.
I'm just thinking
Look
like
at that- look at the
hydrochloride.
chef- look at the chef mind
Yeah,
going there.
exactly right. The hydrochloride right there in my mind is hydrochloride is one of the things we use thickening things up. Either agar.
I used that on my wife with the napkin. Isn't that? Oh, we're not talking
No,
about that. That's something else,
That's
isn't
for
it?
knockout stuff.
I am only kidding.
No, you're not.
I am totally kidding.
I use dried porcinis to do that, thicken up. We have a mushroom ragu at the restaurant I'm at right now, and we use that to thicken up our sauce at the very end. It's like a marsala based ragu, and it works great.
Yeah, Cliff had the idea too that we should start doing like a pink oyster powder too, which would be interesting. You know what I mean? When you cook a pink oyster, it turns brown, but we don't know what it would do as a powder yet. We haven't really experimented with that, but we're going to. We're probably going to freeze dry those.
Is there any value? I'm just
What
saying,
about dehydrating? Sorry.
Well, no, so that too, but can you like do like a pink Himalayan salt combo thing with the mushroom powder? Would that be
Absolutely.
That's kind of the way we're shooting for, I think. So.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Because imagine if you could have on the plate, instead of having a mushroom there, but you have the essence of the powder of the mushroom on the plate to give that color, that vibrant color, because that's some gorgeous color. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the chestnuts also, that's one of the things we like. It makes a great powder, and it's, I would say it rivals porcinis, if not better. And we've only had about, since we've been in business, I started about 3 years ago, I think only once or twice have we had an excess of freckled chestnut that we hadn't sold. And because it took us a little while also to kind of tune the chestnut growing in. It's much harder to grow than other mushrooms. It takes 3 times as long as the other. Like the oysters take about 6 weeks. The chestnuts take about 3 months from start to finish. And so and then the conditions in the grow room have to be just right. If you don't have your humidity, your fresh air exchange, and your exhaust and your lighting and all that dialed in, you're just going to get crappy mushrooms.
I mean, I was fortunate to see what you were doing at home, and I know that you're not really there.
Yeah, that was pretty ugly. That was the mushroom dungeon.
But it was badass. That was cool, man. I was geeked out with that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was pretty ugly. But it got us started, right?
You'll love the new place, that's for sure.
I wasn't invited yet. I haven't been.
It's coming soon.
But I will tell
Listen,
you this.
when you guys do farm tours, you need to call it the Mushroom Dungeon.
Wow. Yeah, that'll be something. You know,
Sounds like a
and do
great
the pink.
place.
You got to do the bacon thing. Yeah. So listen, let's talk about food for a second. A couple of 3 chefs here, and I'm kind of an eater. You know, it's kind of what I do, right? When the hell am I going to get some food from you guys? I mean, I'm serious. You think I'm kidding? Like,
Maybe some collaboration going on.
yeah, man. Like, you heard me talking in the last.
I've fed you before.
No. Oh, at your house?
I had you-
At the house. Yeah. But that was like 10 years ago.
And at the restaurant many times.
Once.
We did walk and talks at
Wow. He's
Oyster
twice.
Catchers back there.
Chops
and-
once.
All right, twice. Whatever. There's 2 other chefs here.
You just found out he's a chef today.
I know. He should have already said, "Hey, man, if you want to like."
He's humble. He doesn't.
Listen, he came over to my house the other day, dropped off some stuff, and I was cooking already, and I'm like, "Here, taste this." And he's like, "Oh, that's really good." I'm like, "Yeah, you wanted to come over for Thanksgiving?"
And I'm like, you're making all this stuff. but okay, let's do a non-Thanksgiving day, right? Can we do that?
Yeah, no problem.
Because
This weekend, you want to come over? I'll be throwing it down again this weekend.
maybe.
Yeah. Talk to the
Don't
wife.
threaten me.
Yeah.
Well, there's always hurdles somewhere.
And the little ones can come over too because I have the 9-year-old, so they can come over. So that my daughter will entertain your kids. So it's not, or the dogs will
My
if we
kids
get
are
the
gonna
second
make your
dog.
kids run away.
That's fine.
That's what it is. What we're gonna do? Hold on a second. Yes. So what we're gonna do is, I want to talk about how soon, with Jonathan Rodriguez, chef, and a few of the other cats, Thomas Parker, maybe Kevin Ho over at Slate in Orlando, and a few others.
What about Jimmy down in St. Pete?
Jimmy and Anthony over at Universal, the DoubleTree at Universal?
Oh yeah, Anthony.
Like we're connected with a bunch of really good chefs, and I was making mention of this in the last session with Marvin. I want to do some walk and talk, chef alumni,
Throwdown.
Somebody's calling here. Let's see what this is all about.
To make it like an event, right? You can invite.
Yeah, because listen, you can have like probably 100 people in here
Right.
easily. Have 100
Exactly.
people in here, and he's just got that lake is just beautiful with the koi and the catfish that he was feeding earlier today when we came out.
It's a beautiful place, man.
I mean, it definitely is. I mean, he's got the smoker and the grill right behind you guys. I don't know if you saw that. He's got the little one.
He's done events here already, right? He had the ACF here.
Yeah, we were out here for that as well. It was, I think, good God, maybe 80 people to 100.
Yeah, I mean the way he's set up here, you could do fundraisers, all kinds
what
of
I was
stuff.
thinking,
It's
too.
like and then
Charity or
and that's what
fundraiser.
that's what it sounds like.
I did. Oh, is there another chef on the phone?
There might be a fourth. Oh my
Do we
God,
have a chef, Jonathan? You on the phone?
the guy who won.
Where is he? He's there. He's on this. Hold on. Keep talking.
So yeah, behind you, that frame that was right behind you guys, that was a whole tent that they did for the ACF Tampa. They came out and they did a whole function out here. It was like what, 80, 90 people,
Yeah.
something like
At
that.
least.
And then you got this whole thing right here where he's got that growth over there. That's just beautiful too, right? Center
Right.
stage from the house. But it's gorgeous because there's so many different things you can have here.
Yeah,
Especially with
he's
that lake
done
over
a
there.
great job with this property. You know, it's funny. I my first time here, but I had seen it on your videos and some of the other episodes that you had here. But yeah, it's better, much better. Marvin has really done such a great job with this place, and it's very, very awesome.
From
So
the
yeah,
first,
we would help you with your event, Carl. We would cook.
I totally want to do this. And, we've got a little technical thing going on here. I was trying to have Chef Jonathan call in, but we can't tie it in. Yeah, it's a place where I would love to do it here on the farm. I would like to do one over at Sally Mar at the rooftop. And
that's a gorgeous location. If you
yeah.
haven't been down to
No, I
Midtown, Midtown Tampa is just it's just up and coming.
Attention chefs and food buyers. Are you looking to improve your proteins program with quality and service by the best in the beef business? Reach out to Peninsula Food Service. With 25 butchers on staff, their services will dazzle you and impress your dining guests. Peninsula is the largest Creekstone farm distributor in the southeast United States. Let the gang at Peninsula Food Service cut your beef burdens away and ask about their dry-aged program. Look them up at peninsulafood.com. Jeff, I want to get Jonathan on the phone. I want you guys to talk about how freaking awesome Walk and Talk is. No, I'm kidding. I want you to. I kind of want you.
I want to talk about his shirt because
Yeah,
I'm not
'cause
even
it's-
high or anything, and that shirt has got me like tripping.
Me
My
too.
birthday present this morning from my wife.
I love it. Where did she get that thing, man?
I'm not sure, actually. It's a good question. Mushroom fractals.
What happened that you said and threw the thing and said, just mushrooms? What was it about mushrooms that you just gravitated to become a farmer?
I started out by wild foraging, and
Here in Florida?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You and I need to talk then.
Yeah, me and my wife, and I would take my kids in backpacks when they were real young, and we'd go just wander through different parks and trails and stuff and find mushrooms. A lot of them aren't even edible, but we just loved them so much. So I kind of grew my passion for mushrooms right then. So then I started farming microgreens, and I thought, hey, you know what? I'd rather grow mushrooms. That's when I started talking to Byron about it, and then that just escalated, and here we are today.
And for you, Chef?
Yeah, I've always loved them from the culinary standpoint, and and they're expensive, and for good reason. But I started looking into. I've always been interested in farming. I've had great gardens and stuff, and I've always grown a lot of stuff. But mushrooms was kind of a mystery, so I really delved hard into it just to see what it entailed, and I started doing it as a hobby, and I didn't realize that I would be as successful as I was. I was surprised at the yields I was getting, and I wanted to share it.
Yeah.
But I knew it could turn into a business, and I knew I wasn't going to be in the kitchen forever.
Right.
So I knew there was this possibility to turn it into a business, seeing the quality that was, that we were growing.
I hear my brother from another mother, mi hermano.
All right, so
there we go.
we figured out the technical hiccup. Not sure what that is. Hashtag, I don't know.
Yeah, no. I was like, what's going on over here? Why do you keep playing phone tag?
I am literally surrounded by chefs. All right.
And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, right. So, Chef Jonathan Rodriguez is on the phone. He called in. Hey, welcome to the line, caller.
Oh, thank you. What did I win? Did I win anything for K104?
You're live. You've won. Yeah, you've won tickets to.
Me.
All right, so meet Chef Cliff and Chef Byron, who are actual now mushroom farmers up here in the Tampa area, and we're having we're having a blast over here. So I know that you're actually at work, and what do you got going on over there? You got something coming up for New Year's, something like that, little something?
Yeah, so we definitely got something coming up for New Year's Eve. We are going to be having over 500 people at our rooftop. We have a VIP section that's going to be designated for about 250 people. It's going to have different food spreads. So we're doing prime rib. We're going to do whip mash. We're going to do Atlantic salmon. We're going to do a charcuterie. We're going to do a dessert table. Champagne toast.
You're like Oprah Winfrey over here. Like, get an awesome dish. You get an awesome dish. Everybody gets an awesome dish. I get it.
Everybody gets a slice of prime, but it's going to be great. And then we are going to be working on getting a particular celebrity here. And we're going to have two great DJs, well-known DJs in the area. It's Mr. Fadani.
Thanks.
And then, my pleasure. And we're working on getting other great essentials for New Year's Eve. But we are hosting a 6-hour drinking event. You can go on the Eventbrite and pretty much buy tickets through Eventbrite. And there's different scale levels that you will want to purchase, whether it's general admission for the non-premium liquors. That of course that price ranges, which I don't know on the top of my head. Please forgive me.
Price doesn't matter.
All the way up, right? But we are hosting something that
Jonathan, nothing can
doing.
stop us. We are all the way up.
Yeah, and that's what I said, and I bought a DJ Khaled shirt and then felt that way. So it's moving up.
If John knew how to work the button, we can do the DJ Khaled horn. We can do it, but
John shaking his head.
Shaking his head. He's like, hell no, not
another one.
It's not
another
happening.
one. Yeah, and I don't own that word. Another one. Just say it out so I don't get.
It's all good, man.
But no, but that's the great things that we're doing at Sally Mar. We're gonna do past hors d'oeuvres all night. And it's just gonna be rocking, man. It's gonna be really fun, and that's just something that we're gonna be hosting. So We know there's a lot
Where
of
do they
different
where do you find
competitors out
tickets,
there.
or how do you get in?
So you're going to go on eventbrite.com, and then it should be posted by Saturday. It will be, just look up Sally Mar on New Year's Eve.
And by the way,
then
that's
you'll see
Sal,
it there.
SALYMAR.
M-A-R.
Sal Imar.
Space,
Yeah, spaces.
Yes.
Right.
Salt and sea. Huh?
Yes.
salt,
Exactly.
and sea.
That's nice.
Yes.
Ocean and salt.
And
So
you know,
it's
what's
gonna
great
be
about his
beautiful.
place is that you don't have to worry about driving back home. You can get a hotel room there.
True story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we sit right on top of 2 Marriotts, which is beautiful. We sit on top, and we actually have some tickets that are coped with the actual hotel stay. So, we want to keep everybody safe while they're drinking and having a great time, right?
That's correct. So, everybody out there, if you're listening to this awesome podcast, you need to get to Sally Mar for New Year's Eve because it's live. Go to, hey, what was the website again?
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.com?
Yep.
Get over to
it'll
eventbrite.com,
be on our
get your
Instagram
tickets,
as well.
get over and see Chef Jonathan Rodriguez over at Sally Mar.
I'm gonna go see J Rod with some mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Right, he
oh,
needs-
dude.
Yeah.
Hold on a
So fun fact, guys. Fun fact, really quick
Wait,
about
wait.
the mushrooms.
Wait a second. Wait, because hold on a second. So first of all, Chef Byron is so just a real quick historical fact. When I moved up here to the Tampa Bay area, he was the former executive chef over at the Grand Hyatt here in Tampa Bay, and it was Chef and another gentleman who gave me. They were my first premier #1 El Numero Uno style client here at my last company.
I
We're
actually
not-
forgot about that.
Yeah, we're not mentioning who that was, but
But that was Mark.
yeah, Mark Medeiros. Yeah.
Mark brought you in, and
Yeah,
the
and
purchasing director,
correct.
and yeah.
So you guys-
we had a long meeting. It was like
was a big
you
deal.
worked hard, Carl. I remember you worked hard for
Still
that.
working hard.
Yeah.
Jeez, God, it doesn't end. It really doesn't end. But Jonathan, so Byron and I go back a pretty long ways now, and he's a real cool cat. Like he's definitely part of the family, and I definitely want to introduce you to because I think it's a good connect for you.
No, I appreciate that, and that'd be excellent. Like I was saying, the fun fact is that I'm allergic to mushrooms, but I can eat truffles. So
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm
So
allergic
I
to
know how
fish, but I
cook
can
one.
eat shellfish. Thank God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much fun fact there.
Well, Julio can have the mushrooms then.
Yeah.
Did he find a cougar, by the way?
Yeah, did he ever
What's
get
the
a
cougar update on Julio?
Yeah, we need to get an update on that. We need the
Yeah,
411 on Julio.
Julio has not yet found one, but I know that we're taking applications. That I know for sure.
If you're out there and you're a cougar and you're looking for a dashing young bartender, check out Julio over at Sally Mar Rooftop Bar.
Only during the day, though.
Only during the day.
I love you guys. I'm gonna have to get away because I have videographers coming in, and I thank you so much
Excuse
for
me?
reaching out.
What did you just say?
Videographers.
Whoa,
He's
whoa,
cheating on
whoa!
us.
This- yeah,
Videographers.
really.
He's
I
cheating.
feel a little. It's kind of like when you went to a different barber or something like that. It's kind of like that. All right,
Nah, they're coming to see our property, and
do it.
I'm being audited right now.
Do you, baby? Make it happen. I appreciate you calling in.
I love you guys. Thank
All
you
right,
so
baby.
much.
I'll catch you later.
See you later, Jay.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Take care, bud. All right, take care. Bye.
Just an awesome dude.
He really is. He really is. He's he's turned into a great ally, and he's definitely part of the Walk Dog family.
We haven't hit that Midtown area yet.
You
we're,
need to.
We're in St.
man.
Pete.
It's hopping.
and we're but like because we sell out every week. We're like, okay, who's the next client? And like we literally have like a waiting list of people who are like want our stuff that we can't. get to.
have a waiting list. Yeah, whatever, dude. Okay.
You want me to call the ambulance?
But that's but we're ready. We just doubled our production in the last couple weeks, and so we're ready to take on some new clients. And
But
so
we're basically heading right into season right now. So every
Right.
time we talk about adding another client,
our
all
current
our
clients are ordering
buy
more
up
and more.
everything. So
Yeah, it's
like-
crazy.
It's pretty awesome.
Well,
It's
first
high
of all,
quality problems. I know.
yeah. First of all, that's awesome, and congratulations,
Thanks.
because we just met Cliff. But if you're friends with Byron, then you're good people. So it couldn't have happened to a better bunch of cats.
He's been vetted.
He's been
Thanks,
vetted.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Appreciate it.
What do you have to say about this, Jeff?
I just love the fact that, you can get these types of mushrooms grown by chefs. And we always talk about cheap, inexpensive, or what. And you said it, Chef Byron. You said it. Yeah, you might get a case of $6 oyster mushrooms. You cost $12, and that's the thing that we want to make sure that everyone understands. The yield you get between 20% and 80% is a huge difference.
Yep.
No matter what you're talking about.
Yep.
But when you're talking about mushrooms, especially something that mushrooms have this thing of being not a star.
Yeah.
And I think today, chefs are realizing the potentials that mushroom can be a star in itself.
Yes, for sure.
I love mushrooms. I don't know.
I mean, the brothers from Stiforia, they're the ones that taught me that in order to get the medicinal properties out of it, you have to heat the mushroom.
Yeah, I'd never heard that before either. And,
it doesn't. It just goes right through your system if you don't. Basically,
which it sucks a little bit because I actually like raw mushrooms.
I do too. I mean, but button mushrooms, cremini or whatever on a salad, like on a Caesar salad or something, fantastic. But and I'll eat them raw. But like most of the mushrooms I grow, they're not even all that great raw. Honestly, you want to cook them to get the full flavor and benefit out of it. Use those button mushrooms for your raw mushrooms. And it's funny because we're actually growing our first batch of agaricus, the button mushrooms, just kind of as an experiment.
See what he did there?
He used the true name.
He got all scientific nerdy geek on this.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
He went SAT on us.
I mean, I could go a little deeper, but
thank God don't.
A lot of people don't understand that the cremini, the white big buttons, and the portobellos are all the same mushroom, just grown at different stages.
Correct. I knew that because I come from produce.
But those are all grown on poop, and everything we grow is saprophytic. There you go. See how
saprophytic
grows on dead wood.
What did he call me?
He called you saprophytic.
What this guy call me?
Sounds like a disease.
But the cool thing is that the media we grow on is waste product. So it's oak trees. It's basically oak that's been felled or whatever. Oak we can grow on oak pellets, and then farm byproducts like soy hulls or beet pulp or straw.
Real soy hole. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's
the
the
holes
thing
that no one uses.
We haven't even talked about. You mentioned earlier that you can eat your mushrooms right out of the package because of the way it's sterile.
Correct. Well, and that's the thing about mushrooms.
We got to talk about why you don't wash them and all that.
Yeah, you have to sterilize the substrate that you grow your mushrooms on because competitive funguses will grow on there that are or molds or other things. So. Not a lot of people realize that you shouldn't wash your mushrooms. You should never wash your mushrooms. You should brush them off. So even when you see that button mushroom you buy from the grocery store, it's got a little poop on it. You could literally eat that composted poop. I know it sounds terrible, but it's literally sterile. We cook our substrate for up to 18 hours.
I've eaten crappy food at home, but I never attributed it to the.
Well, don't eat it.
Kidding,
Brush it off, but don't wash it.
Listening.
Please don't wash it. You don't want to add water to your mushrooms. That's kind of one of the worst things you can do. Button mushrooms from the grocery store, if you wash them, they won't take on as much liquid as like the oyster mushrooms and stuff. But you should never wash the mushrooms that we sell. You want them. We kind of take the humidity down a little bit as we're getting ready to harvest them, and then we in order to get lower humidity content in the mushroom, and that helps the shelf life on them as well.
Shelf life. Where should the mushrooms go within your walk-in then? Should be close to the fan? Should it be away from the fan, by the door? Should it be by the freezer door? Where should you store them?
Like 30, 37, 38 degrees is about.
So in the middle of the cooler.
Yeah, not underneath the fan.
Yeah, definitely not.
And not underneath the chicken, raw chicken.
Definitely underneath the chicken. That's
for sure. Right? where you should be keeping
right before the health inspector walks in, right?
Yeah, everything should be under the chicken, for sure. Kidding. That's a joke. That is a joke. That is humor on the Walk and Talk.
No, but it actually, in some occasions, it's the truth.
Unbelievable how many people don't understand that.
Mm-hmm. I've been into thousands of kitchens, literally thousands of kitchens. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this 20 years in produce sales and distribution, right? And you got to figure the entire state of Florida. I've had to have 700 customers,
right,
and then you figure the ones you don't get, thousands of kitchens. I've seen some nasty, horrible things.
So you know where not to eat.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, those people. I'm glad that there's people out there who their job is to find those places and air it out.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it. I don't want to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
You know, I have to say that I haven't been in a kitchen yet. As on the other side of this, on your side now, Carl, like being
We call it the dark side.
The dark side.
To the dark side.
I'm surprised at how many clean kitchens there are, though. I'll be honest. Like all of our clients they've got nice, because they're also the clients who are willing to spend a little bit more on good product, right?
And there's a reason for that.
That's why.
If you're in a newer part of town, right? Like if you go, I shouldn't say this. I don't even know if I should say this, but the older the city, the harder it's going to be to have everything beautiful.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
No, it makes sense.
Right. And if you go to like, if you go to a particular area that, how do you say this? I went to a I'm not going to name what part of the state, where, whatever. I went to a country club one time. This is a long time ago. I went to a country club. And as I walked in the back door, you ever notice, like, you ever feel like things are like, I felt off. You remember the glasses where, it's like you can see the 3D or whatever. But if you're not looking at the 3D thing, like you get
Right. Yeah.
As I was walking through the kitchen, I felt that. I'm like, what the? And I'm looking and I start to focus in. They had a German roach problem where it was the floors, the side, the walls.
Was this in Weston?
No, I'm not going to say where, but where the guy was prepping, cutting things. I don't remember what it was that he was cutting. It was probably, bro. He was just moving them out of the way.
Oh my!
It was so.
It must not be inspected or something.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know if
crazy.
it like the ground zero happened.
Because you'd be shut down if they see.
What my point? My
What
point
now?
is,
Yeah.
ground zero must have happened that day, like where the atomic roach bomb exploded in the kitchen right before I walked in. Because I can't
shut
imagine.
it down, dude.
I walked out of there.
That's not something that just started.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
What's so messed up
if
about
you're,
it.
if you're seeing them during the day, that's what we always learned is if you see one, you got a problem.
Germans, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not you guys.
Gobble and
Roaches.
Oh my god.
We're going to go down that route.
But I backed out. I backed out of that place fast. I was like,
Wow,
let me get
that's
that
crazy.
because they'll travel on you.
Yeah.
They'll get on you.
The health
Take a
inspector
ride.
now can shut you down for live flies.
Yeah.
One live
Oh yeah.
fly, you can be shut down.
Yeah, fruit flies
crazy.
even. Yeah, fruit flies. They'll count them. They'll sit and
I have a friend.
Two
And I'm
roaches,
gonna-
you're done.
Yeah.
I have a friend. It's true. Her name is Carrie. She's really cool, and she has an awesome thing she does. She has a process where she swabs. Like you can have the cleanest kitchen ever. You're like, look at me in my badass kitchen. She goes in and in front of you, she swabs, puts it on the glass on the micro, and you see it right then and there. And it's scary.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so she shows you what you got, and of course she's got the fix for it. But it's like she's not a giant company. She, I'm going to have her on the program, and I want to try to get her, her.
It'd be great to have a health inspector on the program to, talk
Yeah.
about what their ins and outs are too. Because sometimes chefs, we look at the
Yeah.
health inspector. Like I worked for a company, I was more afraid of my vice president coming in than the health inspector because the way my bonus was based
Yeah,
upon,
yeah.
how clean and organized my kitchen was.
Yeah.
The health inspector came in, I was like, you're easy.
Yeah, it was exactly the same way. And in most of the kitchens that I've worked, we would have independent auditors that were much more
Stereotech.
stringent than the state was. And so,
Stereotech.
yeah,
It isn't that I don't like the health inspectors, but it's that every time, from a salesperson's perspective, every time I had an arranged appointment with a chef, I walk in.
Oh,
and
man.
the freaking health.
yeah, because your day is done. Once they walk in, your day's done. You're with them all day.
Chef's like, hey man, sorry, but this guy showed up, and I'm like, fuck, this guy again?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like, what are you following me? You're on my route? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like you're ruining my life. Yeah. Anyway, I love you guys because you serve a purpose. But damn.
Yeah, they are. They do serve a purpose, and I'm very happy with
too.
what the services they do.
100%,
But
yeah.
you're right.
Who
I
inspects
wasn't-
you guys at the farm? Is that Department of Business? Or?
No one actually. There's no. Here's the thing with mushrooms that they realize is that if you're not clean, they ain't growing. You have. That's what I'm saying. You have to be almost. It almost has to be a sterile environment. Until the very end, when you get it's really a 4-part process. I won't go and geek out on that too much here, but
if you do, you gotta kind of like put on your dork voice, and you gotta kind of talk like this.
But it's only until the very end where you're fruiting the blocks that you don't have to be as stringent about being sterile. So it's like, I think that they realize that they don't have to have a lot of regulation for it. If you can grow the mushrooms, you're clean enough. Now, Marvin was talking about doing some food safety testing and stuff, and we're doing that.
It's good to have a document.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you want to start selling on a much larger level, you have to have some certifications just for your clients. And of course, we have like product liability insurance and stuff, but.
You have flood insurance? Because we learned that one for Hurricane Ian.
No, I can't. We don't, but it's interesting.
We got to connect it to our buddies at Straforia.
Yeah, definitely.
Down in Naples, because they're a high quality, smaller grower farmer as well with the mushrooms, and with the Hurricane Ian, they got wiped out.
3 feet of water in their farm. In the warehouse.
That's sad.
Yeah.
We're having a problem getting arugula right now because all the fields got wiped out.
Oh, yeah. Man, everything. Tomato, strawberry, everything. Everything was a mess.
Oh, I wonder how B&W, the watercress, right? They didn't fare well.
Oh, wow. I forgot about those guys.
They don't have any arugula right now.
Has anybody ever did the B&W farm tour?
No, I haven't done it.
That is the coolest high-tech farm that I've ever been to.
Yeah, I've been. It's amazing.
They had great products.
It is.
It's amazing.
Most of it goes to Europe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, most of their watercress.
Do you remember they have this conveyor belt, right? So you have all these little light pieces of lettuce, right? And there's this maybe 5 to 7 foot conveyor belt, and all the lettuce is spread out across this thing. It has like a computer. It catches the color.
Yeah. So if there's any yellowing,
if there's any discoloration, there's a little thing that goes psst, psst, psst,
and it blows
it right off of the conveyor belt.
Wow.
So cool, man.
it's impressive.
Yeah. Hey, B&W, if you're listening, you'd be a
great sponsor,
great partner, show partner. I love what you guys do over there. All right.
Before we go real quick, what's interesting? We're talking about molds and fungus, but there's so many things. And
I'm a fun guy.
Yeah, you are. There's so many other aspects of the culinary industry that these guys are touching upon. Like, I love koji. I don't know about you guys diving into koji, but that's something I want to work with some of the mushrooms as well.
Kojak is great. Who loves you, baby?
Koji.
Oh, koji. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And there's so much opportunity there. It's mind blowing. And just, in this whole business of curing and fermented foods and stuff, it's like that's going to take on a whole new, it started, but you're right, koji is something that's very.
Is this something else that you're going to pretend to make one day? And
I don't pretend, I do it, bro.
Well, freaking call me, man.
I will. Jesus. I'm not going to do it this week because it takes about a little less than a month.
Okay, all right. Well, in a month, you let me know.
Yeah.
All right. So, listen, everybody out there, thanks for listening today. I want to thank all my chefs here, Chef Jeffrey, Chef Cliff, and Chef Byron. You guys are awesome. I love what everyone's doing. Jeff, I appreciate you coming out on the show, what you're doing. Veronica, John, Willie, y'all are awesome. Thank you very much. We out.
Cool.